family lives under a bridge, lost everything they owned. Now empty cardboard boxes are what they're calling home. This is where Jesus would go. There's a white-haired widowed lady laying in intensive care. No one goes to see her when she needs some love and prayer. This is where Jesus would go. This is where Jesus would go.
Haiti. I don't think I've ever got to meet a people and get to know a people who were in such a difficult way. Showing up at Haiti after the earthquake and seeing the people trying to scratch out an existence, it really breaks a person's heart. And then to know that I'm going to come back, we will waste more money in America. We'll throw it away. We'll rent movies, we'll buy Happy Meals and value meals, and we'll put gas in the car to just go for a drive. We will waste more in America than these people need to exist on. That's a hard thing, but I see that all over the place. I mean, I've seen that in Africa, I've seen that in Egypt, I've seen that in Romania. It's always difficult. That's one of the most disturbing things coming back home, is the realization of what, even me personally, what I personally waste. And I try always to continually trim down what I waste so that I can focus it more on places where it's needed. But, I only have a few minutes to share my thoughts on Haiti. It's a beautiful people. It's a wonderful country. Pastor Luke is probably one of the most magnificent men that I have had the honor and privilege of meeting. I truly believe he is the hardest working man in Haiti. And this man focuses all he has on bringing hope through Jesus Christ to the nation of Haiti. He has a national vision. He doesn't have a vision for his town. He doesn't have a vision for his church. He doesn't have a vision for his county or his state. This is a man who has a national vision for Haiti. And instead of saying, well, maybe I need to get into politics and see if I can affect the change, he is on the ground working his fingers to a bone to bring this hope to Haiti. Now, he goes and he plants churches, and he oversees these churches. This is awesome. He doesn't just plant a church, but he oversees the church. He continually teaches his pastors that pastor the churches. He brings them in to his headquarters in Port-au-Prince, where he teaches these men. Now, he's been doing this for about 20 years. And his vision when he plants a church in a village is to provide clean drinking water, to provide a feeding program for the children, and to provide an education to the children. That's the services that he expects and demands his churches to perform in their village. They're a community center. They're not just the church. They are planted with the intention of becoming the hub of a community. And I think that's a mindset that we don't necessarily have in America, that when we plant a church in a town, we don't plant it with the mindset that this church is going to be the hub of activity in the community. And I'm not just talking about a whole town, because obviously we have a lot of churches in our towns. But if you put a church and you have a community that lives around that church, don't you think that church should be the hub of activity for that community? I stray a little bit. We visited about 5 villages while I was there and the city of Port-au-Prince. I could probably talk for hours and hours, probably even days, about my experiences in Haiti. But my heart went out to a place called Santos. It's in the desert region of Haiti. The ground is pretty much useless for planting. The water is mostly undrinkable. It's the poorest area in Haiti, I believe. I gave $1 to a young girl, and I slipped it to her as covertly as I possibly could, and obviously that wasn't covertly enough to get herself a pair of flip-flops. And do you know, I witnessed even adults trying to take that money from her. It was as if the entire village turned to her. And I realized at that point, even though I had good intentions, I put that young girl's life in danger because of my good intentions. And I need to be a little more sensitive to that. My hope is to return to Haiti and purchase a piece of land in the Santos area and bring in maybe some composting techniques, maybe community composting techniques, and try to do something to benefit the community through the church. Not to take over, but simply to try and bring some resources into the area and try to do something to benefit the community, that the church can be such a wonderful blessing. My heart, there's a big piece of my heart that's still left in Santos. And I keep the picture of the young girl that I gave the $1 to. I call her Beth. I couldn't pronounce her name. And I keep her picture here, and I hope to see her again. I hope to see things changed in Haiti, and I hope to be a part of that change. I'll tell you, if you want to do something to really benefit a people, 700 miles away from Florida is the island nation of Haiti. And there's a man by the name of Pastor Luke St. Felix that is truly the hardest working man in Haiti. And he is a worthwhile man to help support. Even if you can never get to the nation of Haiti, to support Pastor Luke and his labor, that in itself, I think, is a wonderful thing. Learn more about Haiti. Be blessed and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
There's a broken-hearted father suffered his greatest loss as he watched his only son die on an old rugged cross. This is where Jesus would go. This is where Jesus would go.